everybody, Laura here for Simon Says Stamp. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Funny Friday series. I'm going to be featuring the Yoga Girlfriends stamp set by Art Impressions. I've always been a fan of A, Fridays, and B, Art Impressions. I love their hilarious images. All the other stamp sets I've ever had by Art Impressions have been the red rubber cling, and this was cool because it's clear. And I know the red rubber gives you a really great impression when you stamp it, but I like a clear stamp. You can see where you're placing it. You can see how well you're inking it up and all that. But anyway, this is going to be very basic. Nothing fancy schmancy. It's all about Funny Friday. So I love this. Look at these ladies. Now, when I'm going to send a card to one of my funny girlfriends, you know, you got the funny ones. You got the serious ones, you got the creative ones, you got the fashionable ones. But if you got your one that likes to laugh, then you want to send them a card like this because it's hilarious. I mean, it makes me laugh. I feel like I am one of these ladies trying to do a yoga pose holding a cupcake. You know what I mean? So I stamped it with Memento Tuxedo black ink, which is my favorite ink to use when I'm going to be using Copics. And believe you me, I have tried all the black inks. I've tried them all. And I always end up going back to the Memento Tuxedo black ink. I don't know. I'm stuck in my Memento ways. But, okay, so I'm using Copic markers. And I got my caps there if you want to know exactly what colors I used. Like I say, I'm like a redneck Copic colorer. I keep it really simple. Don't get too fancy with it. I usually do 2 to 3 shades for everything I color. You know, first I lay down the light shade, then I go in with the darkest, then the mid-tone, and then back in with the light to blend it out. Kind of how I do my eyeshadow, if I'm being honest. I usually with my eyeshadow, I do all the base with the lightest color. You probably don't even care about my eyeshadow, but okay, moving on. Okay, so they're all wearing yoga, like unitards. Is that what you would call this? Which is hilarious. And of course, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm trying to ever so subtly sneak in a rainbow with the unitards. So I start with the red balloon, then I did orange, yellow, now I'm on to green. I don't think they even sell solid color unitards like this unless it's for a dance recital. I don't know. Usually they're like patterned and crazy and all that. But anyway, so I love that this Art Impressions is clear. I love Fridays. Like I said, Friday's my favorite day of the week. Here's why. First of all, a lot of times I go to McDonald's and have a French fry. Okay, I'm just going to lay it out. And I've got the McDonald's app on my phone, and you can a lot of times get a large fry for $1. Or sometimes if you buy like a Coke, you can get a fry for free. It's exciting. I'll sometimes go with my husband. We'll have a Friday date, and it'll cost us $4. We're so cheap. Okay, and the other thing, most always we do pizza night on Friday. Pizza night on Friday. And I look forward to it. And everyone else does. And we usually watch a movie, usually from the Red Box for $1. You know what I mean? Like I say, if you haven't got the idea yet, we're cheap. Okay, so moving on. Just got back from Create in Columbus, Ohio with Simon Says Stamp, and it was a doozy. And I didn't share anything on Instagram or on my stories. I hardly ever even pulled out my phone. I feel bad that I don't share on my stories and on my Instagram because when I'm living my life, I'm not thinking of my phone. You know, I'm just like, it's not in my head to pull out my phone and photo all the things. And I just don't even get me started on a selfie. I can't do it. I cannot do a selfie. If I take a picture, I'm one of those people when I see myself in a photo, I just want to go crawl in a corner and hide. Anywho, Create was absolutely fantabulous. The people were hands down the best part about it. Meeting the people that came from all over the world, really Norway, Scotland, Ukraine, China, Canada, all of it. And then of all ages, there were children there who sincerely loved to make cards, which was very inspirational to me. And now I'm die cutting a frame for my card from some Lawn Fawn really rainbow pattern paper. But it was funny because I sat at a table and made cards, and people would go by my table and they didn't really recognize me by my face. But then when they would hear my voice talking, they would stop and they go, oh, is your name Laura Fedora? And I'd say, yeah. And they're like, I knew that was your voice. And it was just really fun to sit down and meet these people, talk to them, hear about where they're from. And I loved it. And then, of course, all the companies, getting to know the people behind all the companies. It's just wonderful. I loved every bit of it. And anyhow, I'm embossing a sentiment, also from the Yoga Girlfriend stamp set. I'm adding a few sequins by Studio Katia here and there because, you know, the girlfriends need a little glimmer. And this card is finished. So if you were here, and since it's Friday and I have the McDonald's app, I would love if I could take you out for a French fry. But since you're not, hey, go have yourself one. Calories don't count on Friday or on your birthday. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.